There's a smartphone war going on inside the Pentagon. Who's going to win and who's going to lose? Will Connors from the Toronto Bureau of the Wall Street Journal is going to describe a very interesting situation as battle between BlackBerry, Apple, and Samsung to get their devices into the hands of people who work in the military. Will, it's great to see you this morning.
Morning.
Tell us what's going on. Samsung and Apple are very close to getting permission to have their devices work inside the military.
Right. The Department of Defense has, for years, been the domain only of BlackBerries. But recently, both of those companies, Samsung and Apple, have been trying harder to get their devices to pass muster with the security folks at the DoD. And it looks like they're as close as they've ever been. And these types of approvals don't necessarily translate into huge orders, but they are an important bellwether for other security-minded firms like law firms or financial firms.
Right. So what this is basically is a seal of approval that if you're Samsung or Apple, Will, you can say to them, hey, we're good enough for the Pentagon, we should be good enough for you.
Exactly. And these approvals do come with several caveats. The Samsung phones, because they run on the less secure Android operating system from Google, Samsung had to work with several third-party companies to get their phones more secure. So those Pentagon-approved phones are not the Samsung phones you would buy at a store or at a mall or something. They have to preload those with several security measures.
Security measures. Now, of course, the commander-in-chief of the military, President Obama, is a huge BlackBerry user. In your story, which I encourage everyone to read on WCJ.com, you describe some joking that went on between some executives about getting that BlackBerry out of his hand.
Yeah, so Samsung is really going hard at every type of government agency and people in businesses as well. And they had a meeting in London a few weeks ago with members of the NSA and other government agencies from the UK and Germany. And during that meeting, some of the Samsung guys joked with the NSA that once they get these security approvals, maybe they could convince the president to switch to a Galaxy or something like that. And they said, you never know.
All right.
But
Now,
I don't think that's imminent. But
okay. Now, Will, tell us about what this means for BlackBerry. Obviously struggled for quite some time, had a new product launch, seemed to be doing relatively okay, but does the incursion of these other companies in the Pentagon and beyond spell some bad trouble here for BlackBerry?
Right. I mean, the Pentagon moves a bit more slowly, obviously, than the regular market. So I think this is just a reflection of what's been happening for BlackBerry in the broader market over the last 2-3 years. So I don't think this is a big surprise. I think that Samsung is getting approval is a bit more surprising. But this certainly doesn't bode well for BlackBerry. I don't think it's going to, translate into any immediate losses. But if a defense contractor or government agency can order a bunch of iPhones or Samsung phones instead of BlackBerries, I think they're going to like that choice, and it doesn't look good for RIM.
Well, I think we all feel safer knowing that America's troops will be able to play Angry Birds with government approval in the future. We appreciate you joining us, Will. We'll be following the BlackBerry story as it develops. Thank you.